Afternoon, everyone. So finally, we are on the last day of this 5 days course. I guess we enjoyed a lot and hope you also have enjoyed it. This session today is very exciting and very interesting because we have someone from Bangalore, Mr. Venugopal, coming straight from Bangalore, who is going to, guide us. And this is his passion. Like I always say, I'm very passionate toward technology, but when I see him, I always get inspiration because he is trying to automate every second. So every work he do, like if I give his profile introduction, definitely there'll be a formal reading for it. But everything he do, he automates. And I've seen him talking on GST. I've seen him talking on technology. I've seen him talking as a moderator. So he's like a multi-direction and a personality who tries to engage himself in any. So it's very proud moment for all of us to have a speaker like this who is going to talk about all the important compliances which we and how we can automate that. So I will raise a lot of bar for सर हमारा टैली को लेके आपको ऑटोमेशन बताना है हमको एक क्लिक पे बैलेंस शीट चाहिए एक क्लिक टैक्स ऑडिट चाहिए एक क्लिक पे हमें जीएसटी चाहिए ये सब कुछ आज आपको हमारी एक्सपेक्टेशन करनी है हम सर बहुत वो बोलते हैं जो मारवाड़ी होते हैं ना सर अग्रवाल खींच लेते हैं सर
सर तो एक क्लिक अपने को ऑडिट फेस भी चाहिए
और ये क्या चाहिए बताओ मेरे को
एक क्लिक में ऑडिट फेस
हाँ
तो वो नहीं मिलेगा
So we have very high expectations from you, and we look forward to you. And thank you all the participants for giving us this encouragement of joining every day and learning things. We will be more encouraged once you start practicing it and confirm us that yes, we had been doing this because we tried our best to give you the best topic. Lastly, I will request the chairman, CA Agarwal, to compile all the recordings and send to all of you the recordings of all the sessions in your email as well as on the WhatsApp group. With that, now I request the chairman, CA Agarwal, to please.
Thank you, Sanjib Bhaiya. Thank you for your kind words. To give an inaugural address, today we have our Vice President from DTPA, CA DS Agarwal ji, who will give his address. DS Bhaiya.
Thank you, Shyam.
Yeah,
Sanjeev.
Yeah, DSBA is a senior vice president, I guess.
No, I am vice
president.
Vice president. Sir, senior president se kam nahi hai hamare. So DSBA is also a very strong expert on GST. DSBA, we have done this 5 days course and we look forward to have you today on this session as an opening remarks. Please go ahead.
We know Venu sir from GST point of view. And always used to interact with him. And Venu sir, namaskar. Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to the last day of our 5 days course on technology every professional should know. Friends, in today's session, we have with us a very learned speaker from Bangalore, CA Venugopal Gella, who will share his insights on conversion from Excel to Tally and automatic Tally in GST in Tally. He would also be sharing with us a file with all the automation included, which will help us to prepare Schedule 3 financials automatically in real time. Sir, अपने आप बन जाएगा ना सब कुछ?
बन जाएगा.
Great. Friends, in this fast-paced world, where technology is key enabler, as we all have witnessed during this COVID pandemic, we professionals need to upgrade ourselves with all the latest tools and technologies which are required for our profession. And to speak on a key aspect of that, who better than our own very own Venu sir, as we fondly call him. Without taking any more time, I wish you all a very happy learning and request CA Sumit Bihani to formally introduce Venu sir and take the proceedings further. Thank you very much.
Thank you, DS Bhaiya, for the opportunity. And I'd like to project sir's profile because I don't want anyone to miss out and even I would miss out. So Venugopal sir is a partner in Venu Vinay Chartered Accountant firm, and he is qualified in the year 2002 by securing an All India rank of 45. So he has completed various other courses from ICI like Disha, course on business valuation, course on internal audit, course on FAFD. He's also completed 1-year course from IMA on data analytics and business intelligence. He's an active speaker at GST. He's an active speaker at ICI on GST, especially on technology and its implementation challenges. He has authored various industry-specific handbooks on GST. He has contributed to technical guides on GST audit released by ICI. He's conducted workshops on filing returns with ease of automation. He has developed a lot of Excel-based free utilities on GST like JSON readers, creating JSON files, GST and validators. Sir he is a GST faculty at ICI. He is co-opted member to Indirect Tax Committee of ICI in the year 2018 and 18-19. Currently, he is a core committee member of FKCCI GST Wing. He advises on technology for GST implementation and integration of accounts and returns filing utilities. His other areas of interest are he designs and develops internal control and process automation, process documentation, consulting in ERP implementation, migration, management consultancy for business analytics and growth, growth and design of management information system. Apart from audit, he hands on coding in VBA, Net, R, Python. He has reviewed database designs. Sir has conducted various workshops for corporates on use of technology, improve efficient at work using Excel, building automated reports from accounting financial applications. So we look forward for sir, and the session is all yours, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your kind introduction. And I'm very happy to be part of this, and this being the 5th day. And Sanjay Dada had actually created an exaggeration and set the level up कि एक click में जो चाहिए हो जाएगा. Though for some of you it might be a passing comment, and in fact someone was asking at the beginning क्या एक click में audit भी हो जाएगा? क्यों नहीं? Is like अगर एक क्लिक में financials बन जाते हैं और एक क्लिक में reports आ जाते हैं, एक क्लिक में क्यों ना audit report आ गया? Like it's what is limitation is your thinking. If you can think it's possible, it's possible. अगर आपको लगता है कि नहीं होगा, तो 100% नहीं होगा. So the power is with you. Now, not necessary that you should become a programmer. You should be there. Out there, fintech world is growing much fast. Today, whatever we are going to see is just a glimpse of it, and you will get an access how you can automate. So without wasting much time, let me start this session. Let me share my screen. All right. Okay. First of all, yesterday I have demonstrated, and please don't mind, I am working on this screen. So sometimes I'll be watching you, sometimes I'll be at the work. And feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'll be parallelly looking at them. We will start with firstly understanding whether you are able to connect to the Tally browser and Tally screen. Tally has an ability to communicate to the external world. When I say external world, what we have seen Tally as is only a simple data entry screen, something like this. We haven't seen beyond this. And if I have to take a plain slate and just give you a glimpse of what are all possible, what are all the things we have done in automation and we do in Tally, if I have to say. And all that I'm saying is that one click में क्या हो सकता है in Tally, okay? It's push and pull data. Now, what is that you can push and pull data? I have, what you are seeing is right now, let's say I'll post a payment voucher. Like let me select in HDFC Bank, and this is the party I want to pay 5,000 and whatever the check details. All right, so test payment. Now, on pressing this yes, what happens is entry gets recorded. But what else if I have to say is possible, is I can connect to bank website and direct debit my account and credit party. Like today, all banks have exposed their APIs for connecting, integrating the transactions with their applications. And if not all banks, at least the major banks have it. So from the tally, you are able to push and pull the data. Now, as an auditors, we live and breathe in controls. I would say this voucher has to be approved. It's like how after I post it, I want an SMS or an email to go to manager, right? And the manager approves, only then post it to tally. And where does he approve? He doesn't need to be in tally. He can be anywhere. It happens. Okay, can I have a real-time audit? And okay, all that whatever I'm showing and explaining in the screen, they're real. I'm not exaggerating. Can I have a real-time audit? Answer is yes. What is a real-time audit? You know, after the moment I post this, there are set limits. In fact, audit, if you see, 90% of the audit is science. Like tax audit mein kya dekhte ho? You want to list of vouchers where the cash paid is more than 10,000. You want to list of expenditure where TDS is not deducted and whether they're within the limit or beyond the limit. List of vouchers where TDS is deducted, what is the rate at which they have been deducted. List of vouchers where you might have in narration or anywhere the expenditure is debited, but it is a capital in nature. Now you have a specific something that can be articulated as a query. You get that, you make your report, make your opinion, and you say so much is allowed, so much is disallowed. Like in statutory audit, you want to look at all those opening creditors which are still not paid. Okay, is there a litigation going on? Opening receivables which is still not paid, is there a warranty required? You have expenditure. Do you have 12-month entries consistency? Like you have everything and actionable. Whatever a human being as an article clerk who has to go and do, you can pass it as a command to the system, and system can fetch that information and give it to you. And that is where whenever we say one click, is it possible? In one click, everything is possible. It's just that mindset you need to get it on, that yes, it is possible. How wo baad mein dekhenge. There are many ways to get it done, but I really want you to get that anything is possible in this financial world for your automation. And as the beginning word, as Sanjeev ji mentioned, that I am a man of an automation. Not that I do it, I look at what is that it can be done. As recent as last 2 days back, simple tax payment challan. It's a tax payment challan. I don't want someone to make mistakes. So from the application like the TDS amount, or here we have Government of Karnataka, there is a K2 challan, so which goes to the treasury. So there are, every government website has a challan. I want someone to approve. In like most of the time we know, even in our offices, if I am signing the balance sheet, honestly, I might be doing only a review. I'm not the one who has done the audit. If someone is making a payment, if someone is signing a check, or someone is approving, all that we know is that someone is relying upon the work of another. And chances of mistakes are high. And as high, it could be copy paste errors, data entry error. Like I had a challan of a client last week, deductor and deducting. It was wrongly paid. It was a property payment. So deductor ke jagah pe deductee aa gaya. These errors are bound to happen. Now, if the data is approved in some system, yes, this is what I am agreeing, press that button. Let from that to take the automated control. To a major extent, you should avoid typing, reduplication of data entry, and the copy paste, right? So inside of that, what we are demonstrating today is how do I automate my financial statements from tally to schedule 3 format automatically in one go. That's what we are going to do. So how I have devised this session is I would be showing the demonstration of the Excel, and once this is like you will see that that one click it is happening, then I will be showing like how did this one click happen. It's like what did I do so that I got this one click. That is what I am going to demonstrate to you. So let me show the Excel. Moment. So here is one Excel file, and this is blank. I'll also walk you through how does this work so that when you are using, you will be able to do it. Let me clear off all my okay. So if you see there is nothing in P&L, okay, there is some stock. So there is nothing in P&L, nothing in the balance sheet. Now here is my tally data, and I have the data for the period financial year 20, April 20 to March 21. I have the data, and I am saying that you can see that there is a small button here on my screen. You can see there is a small button on the screen which says auto bal. Okay, I'll be sharing you the link of this file. When you click, you will also get this. Okay. Now all that I am doing is I'm saying, okay, I want an auto balance sheet, and I want my schedule 3 financials, automatically my schedule 3 financials coming up. So I say, okay, click schedule 3, and it's asking, do you want it for current year or do you want it for previous year? Now I'll say, okay, I need it for current year. I'll say yes. Okay, so it is now first trying to connect to the tally and trying to get all the line items. What are the line items that exist? You have the ledger, debit, credit, closing balance, all those line items. That's what we normally see it in tally, right? Now, if you look at the tally trial balance, this is what normally you will be seeing in the tally trial balance. The ledger name, opening stock, debit and credit. And you know, it says, okay, it has updated. It took 31 seconds. It updated. And what it updated, I can also see my P&L. I have seen my revenues there, material consumption, in the balance sheet, various items, short-term borrowings, the current liabilities, short-term provisions, everything it has updated in one click. So I didn't do anything. So it has brought it. Like if I say loans payable from the bank, it says 4,55,64,000, and I go to my balance sheet. So the liability, you can see this loans payable to the bank, 4,55,64,000. So it has done whatever the best possible it could do. It has done it, right? And in 30 seconds, when I say one click, I never say 1 minute, but one click. In one click, your financial statements are out and you are there. So you also have the option for you to change. When I say option for you to change, it gave you the ledger name. It also gave you what is the subgroup in it or the master group in it, and what is the debit, credit, current year balance, everything. Where is it grouped in the balance sheet, whether it is an asset, income, liability, all those things. It has grouped, and it has also sorted in an order for you to do it. This is all done by the system. And this is what my tally grouping is. This is what my schedule 3 grouping is. Right? So the system has done everything automatically. Now you may now looks like, okay, too much overboard. Suddenly something happened on the system. I really don't know what happened. Yeah, I will be sharing this file for you to work. And now let us go. How did this really happen is what I would want to spend some time so that those of you who have an interest to explore further, consider what I am giving today is Excel tally integration, just 1% of it. What you want to explore, what you want to get, will be multi-folds. You can get n number of things that you can automate. Okay, at this point, I would now switch to tally, and I would want to see whether you were able to connect to the tally. I have given yesterday, how can you connect to the tally? On your gateway of tally, in your configuration, advanced configuration, you have this tally ERP9 acting as both. You have to give this. Once you give this tally ERP9 acting as both, and you can go to the browser. I gave also this HTTP localhost 9000. When you hit this on the browser, you should be getting tally ERP9 server is running. This is the response you should be getting it. So just want to hear from the participants, anyone has any issue in connecting to the tally, or were you able to do this? So far, were you able to get this response? Anyone have any issue in connecting? Those who don't want to connect now, who wants to just watch it, perfectly fine. At least anyhow, you get the recording of this session. You can just give this to your articles, the juniors. They'll kill it. They are masters in technology. They are born in this era. When I did my articleship, we used to prepare P&L balance sheet on pen and paper, give it to the typewriter. Typewriter used to type it. And for us, if the trial balance is tallied from the manual books, and if we could prepare P&L balance sheet on that pen and paper, match it, tally it, it's like experience that we have completed the audit. That from that era, transiting to this new is completely a seesaw change. And today, someone walks into the office and says, "Okay, give me a computer. Otherwise, I don't know what to work." And if there is no internet, half day there is no work. And that's the era in which we are living. Okay, Anirudh Agarwal says the site can't be reached. Message is reflecting. Have you exactly posted this localhost that 9000? If this is what you have posted, you should not have this issue. Like, let me share the screen. Where was the chat? Yeah, in the chat, we also, someone has posted HTTP localhost.9000 is not opening. Now, I'm just clicking HTTP localhost.9000. So I'm just pasting HTTP localhost.9000. So you should be getting this. If you're not getting it, somewhere you are not able to connect to tally. That is what it would indicate. For how many of you it's working? Can I know? And yes or no? And those who did not want to connect or did not try, it's okay. Okay, Sumiji is working, Amiji is working, super. So that means those who are not working, some connection settings, otherwise no issue. Ajitji, for ERP9, it is gateway of tally. In the gateway of tally, on your right side screen, F12 configuration, click on advanced configuration, ensure tally ERP9 is acting as both server and client. Okay, in my case, enable ODBC is not done. There are two servers of the tally. You can enable ODBC also. Both are one and the same. I will say yes. And okay, for some of you, you have your tally server is running on a different port. Now, this is the port I have given. Tally default users, this is the port. That is why I have given 9000. Now, if someone is changing to 9001, you have to give 9001. Otherwise, whichever is the port, you will get this message. If your port is different, like in my case, my tally port is 9000 and I am giving you a port as 9001, you will get this message, tally, this site cannot be reached. So you got to ensure whatever is the port here. Some generally configures 9999, whatever is the port that you are configuring, you can just do it and save this. The moment you try to save, it says restart the tally. It's okay. Just give this button. Yes, please restart. So it is done. It's up and running. So I go back, change this port to 9000 and it says tally server is running. That's the first thing which we want to know. Now, what happens when the server is running, that port is running? What does really happen? Let me show you the next thing which Tally has. Tally has an ability to connect. Those who have understood the database concept, there is something called select, right? So here I am using the basic thing. I am just tying cash. Can you see there is a response which Tally is sending it, saying that, okay, closing cash balance is 31, whatever be the thing. Okay, let me type sales. It says sales from 1st April to 9th April is 1,01,000. Now when I just go to P&L, I can see sales is 1 crore 1 lakh. Whatever is the number which you are seeing here down is the same number I'm seeing on the top. Or when I go to my cash and my cash balance, it is shown as 3,150. That's the same cash balance is there. So I can communicate to the Tally through commands. I can communicate to the Tally through commands. Now, let me select what star. Okay, star means everything from ledger. कि ledger के अंदर जाके देखेंगे तो क्या है? You will find some 270 columns. Of course, I should have done I have done a wrong thing. This data has a huge thing, but that's okay. So it has given all the information from whatever is there in this details. It has given it, right? So which means a ledger has so much attributes which you can use it, for various purposes. Like you can see here that party GSTN. So you can write one query, which are the customers where GSTN is not there, or which are the customers where the PAN is not there. So you can write now your queries. What is audit all about? Audit is all about asking some information. Objectively, you want to get some information. So all that is there here in the Tally, right? So this is what you will be getting. Now let me share you a link. So I am sharing a link in the chat. Where is that? Here is it. So I'm sharing a link in the chat. So when you click on this, you will be getting some junk. Don't even worry what it is, what you have to do, what I'm intending to do. Don't worry. Just keep it. Anyhow, you can copy whatever. I'll tell you at what point what you can copy. Let me explain you how this automation has come up. Later, I'll share you this Excel file. So absolutely nothing to worry. Let me take a blank file. Let me take a blank Excel file. Let me go to Power Query, DTPA. Prepare financials through Power Query. Okay. Okay, let me delete this. Let me delete everything. And okay, let us do something very basic. You can all open an Excel spreadsheet. And at this point, any doubts to anyone so far? किसी को कुछ doubt है? Otherwise, it becomes very monodialogue. And for some, it might look like, okay, I'm too fast, too slow, or Sham sir, is it okay somewhere to be slowed down? Hope my voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's okay, sir. Please continue.
Oh, great. Okay. So let us first understand how does all this work? Like whatever we have, whatever I have done, how does it work? Now, in Excel, there is a concept called power queries, power pivot. So you have to ensure that you use other than pirated. So you should use licensed software so that you get updated information every time. Let us do a simple step that how can I connect my, if I have to say this is my simple tally balance sheet, which anyone can understand. This is how we have learned in understanding. I just want to prepare a simple balance sheet integrated from tally. There are multiple ways of doing. I know people, the way they do is they go to display trial balance. They go to tally, display trial balance, export this to Excel. That's an option one. Or there are people who says, okay, take this balance sheet, okay, capital account, just come to Excel, type this number, okay, 2 crore 86, whatever, like एक number देख के type करते. Now those are the days which have gone. Or the other way of people who do is they take the trial balance. Let's just export the trial balance, and the normal way most people do is either they take it into grouped this way, or they take it into any of these ways. There are either of the ways they do it, and they export this trial balance into an Excel file, and so the file gets exported to Excel. So they copy paste the Excel into the required sheet, the sheet which we do, and start doing link plus करके link कर देते. So that's another way of doing. There are multiple ways of doing it. So now this is the trial balance of the tally of a demo data. So I am copying it here, and so this is some data which is there. So what people generally do is they go here and say plus. So that's how they give. And when we try to look at it, then again people get lost. Ki data kahan se aa raha hai? These are the crude ways, olden ways. What is the better way of doing it? What is the better way of doing it? Now let us do it through Power Queries, right? So how do I connect to the Power Queries? You have this data. In the data tab, you have get data. You have data, and in the data tab, you have get data. So let's show you once again, data, get data, and launch Power Query Editor. Are you finding this in your Excel screen? If yes, please type it as yes. If no, please type it as no. हालांकि कुछ different versions of Excel में थोड़ा different सा रहेगा. But do you guys see this? Is it visible to you? Okay. So some yes and some no. So Anirudh says no. Just look at which version of Excel you have. Anything Office 2016 onwards or Microsoft 365, you'll find it. So go here, click here, and click on this launch Power Query Editor. Yeah, Office 365 also you launch Power Query Editor. So you will get a browser, a screen, something, whatever you are seeing on the screen. You will get a Power Query Editor completely back of the Excel. something, a screen like this, a blank screen, you will be getting it. Abhishek ji, please reshare the file. I have not shared any file. I'm just doing it afresh. So I haven't shared any file. I'm only sharing, take a blank Excel. Okay, let me start from the beginning. I'm taking one blank Excel. Let me close all applications. Yeah. Okay. So we have, this is a blank application, book 3. Okay. I only just taking some format is needed. So very easy. I've just, okay. Let me close this file also. All right. This is a new Excel file, blank Excel file. And let me save this. I'm just saving it. Power Query Financials. Okay. I'm just saving this file. Let me remove the grid lines. Okay. So Abhishek ji, so that now there is nothing to share. So you and I are on the same page. We are just starting afresh. So what I am doing, I have my tally open here. I have my tally which is open here, and I have one Excel. These are only two things I have. One tally is open and one Excel is open. Okay. Let's start with this. In my data tab, going to get data. I'm saying launch the Power Query editor. So it's launching the Power Query editor. And right now, do I have any queries? I don't have any queries. How do I know that I don't have any queries? You can see there are queries. There are only 0 queries. Even you will be having, if when you try to do, you will be having the same thing. There are no queries. So let's create a query. Let's create a new query. How do I create a new query? So you can create a new query from this. You can see that creating new query happens here. You can see a new source. You can create one new query. And how do you want to create? There are multiple ways to create. So you can load the data from multiple Excels, various things. I'm just picking one small tiny thing. I'm starting with a blank query. I am starting with a blank query. So in my new sources, other sources, I am starting with a blank query. So nothing is written here. Okay. So what do I write now? What do I write now? Now, let me show you another working demo of data connectivity through Tally. Then I can actually come back and show it to you. So Postman is again one simple application which we generally use, which will to test any of the codes. Okay. What is it like? Let me first get what are the companies are there. So I'm just sending, you can see some XML language. This is an XML. I'm just sending this. So it okay. So I've just sent this response, this query, something where you don't need to know. This looks like some alien language to us. Where did I send? I sent this to this get whatever is the information I've sent it. It has returned to me saying that, okay, there is one company which is active Tally on Wheels demo. So that's the company name which is there. Okay. Okay, I want to know what are the books from which period to which period, what is the data that is there. So I've just sent a query. It says, okay, This data has from 1st April 20, 1st April 20 to 9th April 21. That is what I have currently selected, and that's what the data is. Okay, I can change it to A20 and M21 for our presentation and understanding. Let me see, are there any transactions? There are 3,873 transactions. Okay. All right. So likewise, you have queries which will give you information. Like if I want to get what are the groups that are there. So just write a query, I'll get some what are the groups that are there. So likewise, there is a query and there is a response. Now, the similar thing is what is there here. So what you have to do, you have to open the Power Query editor. So that's what we have done. Here is a VBA code for you to understand. But for us to, the way the Power Query needs, it needs little more structure. The Power Query, if you see in Excel, in the Power Query, it is coming this function, it is asking you to type some function. Now, in the screen, all of you who are there in the screen, on your left side, you will find this advanced editor. You will find this advanced editor. So what you do is click on this button called advanced editor, and not necessary every one of you have to try this, because the Excel which I am giving you has all this. So those who can explore further, you can do this. So I'm just clicking on this advanced editor. Now, so it is now asking, okay, so from where I have to fetch, what is the source, and after fetching, where I have to give this result into, where do I give the result. So it is asking you, so what do I do? After doing, what do I give? That's what your Excel is asking. Now, so don't need to worry. I have shared in this link, if you see, there is something called Power Query code, where it starts from let and again in. Okay, so you can just copy this. You can just copy this. I am not doing anything. I'm just coming here, selecting this data, right click, copy. I'm just copying this, and you can come here and you can paste this. So now you have some data. Now you can explore later, how does this come, all those, it's later we can do it. You have some data with you, and I say done. Let's see what happens. So now here comes the magic. So there's a data which has come directly from Tally automatically. Boom, on the go, the data has come. Okay, so what did it give? Ledger name, the ledger parent, and the primary group, the opening balance, net debit, credit, and the closing balance. I have added one more column called description for us to, for your schedule 3 mapping. If you don't want, we can do anything. And let me just change this. Instead of query 1, I am writing it as trial balance. And whenever you are giving the reference of the names, please ensure do not give a space. Just type it in plain. So I'm saying it as trial balance. And let me come to one other important aspect of the query is after you have done posting your query, you have to hit this button, close and load to. So let me close and load to. So wherever you want to load, you can click that. So now it has come here. I don't want in this, let it create it in a new sheet. I'll say okay, and the trial balance is fetching and data has come. Trial balance is fetching and the data has come. Let me change the sheet name to here as balance sheet, and you have trial balance. So you can see you have all the ledgers. You can see you have all the ledgers, the ledger parent, primary group, opening, and everything here. Now you may say, what difference this makes? Like I could go to Tally and just click on that button, export to Excel. Isn't it? Is there any difference with whatever which we have done? Of course, the difference is huge. The difference is there. Now, let me show one simple thing. Like I don't want a zero ledger balances. I don't want anything which is 0 because it is too much. I can also edit this query. I can go here and I can just say edit this query. I come back into this, and so that, let me see, very simple thing. I can just, on this closing balance which I have, which I'm seeing here, on this closing balance which I'm seeing here, I can click, say, and edit in the drop down, and I'll say number filter does not equal to, like it does not equal to, let me say 0. I don't want the 0. So you can see there is a filter that got applied, and it is now saying filtered rows. You can see here it has added one more thing called filtered rows. So you are able to filter it and you are able to see that. Okay, so I am done. So I only have the filtered thing. So I'm just saying close and load. So you can see this trial balance which we have seen with all the line items. 489 lines was there. Now it became 148 lines. It became 148 lines. You can just hover over it. You can come here. You can see the query, whatever I have written. I have written name, parent, primary group, opening balance, description, and where is it connecting? You can see here the data source localhost.9000. That is why I have said you should be able to establish this connect. Okay, what is the advantage of it? Let's understand the advantage of it. Let me change this into an easy, simple thing. You remove grid lines. Okay, so we can easy. Now let's look at what is the advantage of this. Let us pick, carefully look at these two ledgers. For our reference, I am highlighting it in with red color. There is Aritech Engineering as sundry creditors with 20,000 and Ajit Electrical with sundry debtors with 41,000. Why is this minus? Why is this plus? In Tally, all negatives are called debits, either an expenditure or an asset. All positives or credit, either an income or a liability. The sum total of it. All right, so let's just do summation of this. This is what we always ensure, right? Is our trial balance tallying or not? हमेशा ये देखते कि हमारा ट्रायल टैली है कि नहीं. अगर ट्रायल टैली है तो बैलेंस शीट अपने आप टैली हो जाएगा. Now let us look at this. During the audit, I have realized both are the same parties, same group, and they have said you please adjust, and जो net balance है, that is what we are going to pay. So I go to my tally and let me pass a journal, and this is Airtech Engineering. Airtech Engineering has a credit of 20,534 rupees. I am saying I will adjust 20,000 in it against this bill, and I will be adjusting to Ajit Electrical. I'm adjusting to Ajit Electricals. So intergroup adjustment. Okay. Now I have adjusted this. So during the course of audit, it's quite common that we post some entries and the trial balance gets changed. So one has to manually always be thinking that is my tally data and balance sheet, is it all one and the same? Most of us that have the habit of it, we save this file, version 1, version 2, version 3. Uske baad, then I have my senior who has reviewed it. So went to review by the partner. So Sanjib ji ke paas gaya. So reviewed by Sanjib ji. Under we'll create a folder 24th July, and under that we'll put फाइनल वर्जन 1, उसके बाद कुछ चेंजेस हुआ, फाइनल वर्जन 2, वर्जन 3, वर्जन 4। अब किसको पता फाइनल वर्जन 5 है नहीं है, ये टैली डेटा फाइनल है पता नहीं, and some audit entries posted it in my side, some entries posted at the client side. All these confusions always happen. Advantage of it, just watch this. I have this data. I can either go and just click this refresh all, or I just can right click here and say refresh. Now, the moment I do this, okay, I try to refresh this data. It connects to the tally and tries to refresh all the information. Let me just go. So it connects to the tally and refreshes all the information. Yeah, you can. Something was missing. Yeah, it got refreshed. You can see it just took some time, but where did that move? Yeah, so the 40,000 has now became only 20,000, right? So this is how the data gets also changed. In fact, I have removed one filter. Let me just go there. Where was it? Yeah, so I removed this filter. Let me add this filter. Okay, now next important thing is how do I prepare my schedules and everything, right? So that's all. That's the most always important thing. April 20 to March 21. Yeah. Okay. So let me advanced editor. Yeah, this is the why it is not refreshing. So the data I have, if you can see, I'll show you here. If you can see here, the date which I have taken for the trial balance was April 19 to March 20. That is why it did not refresh. So I'm just changing. I'm preparing it from April 20 to March 21. Done. And we don't need this load more. Number filter does not equal to. It is not equal to 0. All right. Close and load. Yeah. So now you can see this 20,534 was there. There was a 20,000 entry we have posted and it became 534 and Ajit Electricals has become 20,000. So the data apne aap refresh ho gaya. Is like we don't need to do anything. I post one more entry. Let me post one more entry to this. What was the name? AirTech. AirTech engineering. Instead of 20,000, I will say only 15,000 to be adjusted. Okay, 15,000 is only adjusted. 20,000 में से only 15,000 adjust करना है. So I'll say okay, उतना ही adjust करो. Now can you see this has become from 15 from 20 to 15. So the data is automatically refreshing. Okay, you may say perfect. I get this. So trial balance is linked. But how will my balance sheet gets linked? Very simple. Now what do we need? We need schedules. Let me say we need schedules. How do I get the schedules? Very simple. Go back to your Power Query editor. Now, these schedules are always subset of your trial balance. So that is where I have given here when the data is subset in Power Query Editor, what do? I can either use a duplicate or a reference. Now, what does this mean? I have this trial balance query. I need not write anything fresh. I'm just saying this. Uska ek reference le lijiye. Take this subset of it. Let's say that I'm saying reference. What is this reference? It has come as trial balance 2. I will say sundry creditors. I'm just saying sundry creditors. Where will I find my sundry creditors? I will get it here under the primary group sundry creditors. So I want this primary group sundry creditors. Now, please watch this carefully. The moment I press OK, on the right side, you are seeing this applied steps. Right now, I'm at the source. So this is like a next level of macro. अगर हम macro को बाप बोलते हैं, ये बाप का बाप है, so दादाजी है. So it will also remember this automatically. I am saying okay. So you got the filtered rows. So मेरे को sundry creditors मिल गया. Now मिलने के बाद मेरे को ये opening balance, net debit ये नहीं चाहिए. So column भी नहीं चाहिए. I don't need these columns. I'm just saying remove these columns. Okay. मेरे को क्या चाहिए? Ledger name, the parent, creditors for purchase expense है. I need this. Okay. उसके बाद I just want to sort this. So I'm just saying sort it ascending. So you can see there is, I have filtered, I have removed some columns, I have sorted it. Hit this button, close and load to. So that comes here and you have the data. Now let me let's do a little bit of data adjustment so that it looks good on us. I will give this as sundry creditors. So you got your sundry creditors schedule automatically. And iska, in fact, I think I have removed a wrong column. That's okay. Iska total yahan bana sakte ho. You can see this total has come automatically. So total sundry creditors. You can see the total has come automatically. And the formula, if you notice, it is saying subtotal closing balance. So apne aap ho gaya. Iska bhi ek advantage hai. Because we are saying everything has to be dynamic. Everything has to be dynamic. Now yahan se mera balance sheet banega kaise? So this value which is there in my sundry creditors, I am going to link it in my balance sheet. So instead of, okay, let me remove this schedules. Let me change this name to schedules. And let us add one more schedule, sundry debtors, for the ease of understanding. Let me insert one more. I can just duplicate this. I can just duplicate the sundry creditors because I have already done this. I am now just saying, so now you have understood difference between reference and the duplicate too. So I am now making it as sundry debtors. And now heading to debtors se under creditors se kaise hoga? Don't worry. I said it is like a macro. It remembers all that. I am going to this filtered row. जहाँ filter हुआ था, वहाँ यह creditors में filter हुआ था. इसको मैं हटा के debtors बोलता हूँ. I'm just saying this as sundry debtors, right? So now I am saying remove these columns and the sorted, and now I will say close and load to. I will say close and load to, and it will ask where do you want to load. I will say in the existing worksheet itself, आप यहाँ आके load कर लो. So in the existing worksheet, आप यहाँ आके load कर लो. So this is the data has come. Sundry debtors. So आपका schedules भी अपने आप बन गया. I think I have taken creditors. We only want sundry debtors. This is another advantage. Something kahin galat ho gaya, don't worry, just go and fix it. So now I've just fixed it. So you have only sundry debtors. Just close and load. So you can see it was creditors with her, debtors with her. So now only debtors. So if you make a mistake also in the Power Query, you can go back, edit it and fix it. Now let me put a total of it. So total ban gayi. Automatically you got the total. So in your balance sheet, like in your balance sheet, you want sundry creditors. You can just give this is equal to, go to your schedules and give your sundry creditors. Like you just give the sundry creditors. In fact, whenever the data comes in tables, always give a name to your table, like sundry creditors, sundry debtors. This is also helpful. Now, how is it helpful? I can change this kind of in a real-time basis, like is equal to sundry creditors closing balance. Okay, I can just put this here is equal to sundry debtors. And we, as I said, expenses, assets, negative. So you can just put the minus number. So you have the values automatically with you, right? Schedule bhi hai, everything is automatic. This is how one can build it. Now, I'll only show, like right now you are seeing debtors, creditors. You only have to do this one time. For doing this one time, it may take 1 day. But what is the advantage of it after you doing it? Look at this. This is the advantage. So I come here to my tally. This entry which I have posted, this AirTech, जो 15,000 मैंने डाल दिया हूं, उसको मैं delete कर रहा हूं अभी. इसको मैं delete कर रहा हूं. So what will happen? My creditors will go up by 15,000. Debtors would go up by 15,000. So let's keep this numbers अपने पास रख लेते हैं. Let me just put a pay special of this number. Let me also put a pay special of this number. And okay, so what I have done, I have deleted an entry in my tally. I just come here, I'm just refreshing my data. I'll just say refresh my data. So what does it happens? The backend jo database mein hai, the data gets refreshed. Once the data is refreshed, trial balance is changed. With the trial balance, my sundry debtors is changed and the sundry creditors are also changed. Can you see this? The original value. Let me just increase the font. Original value tha 3783. That has now become 3798. 772 tha, it has become 773. I go to balance sheet. Where is my sundry creditors? Yeah. So here is 3798 and 773. Here are debtors and creditors. So this way you have now linked. Everything will happen on the fly automatically. You don't need to do this. Now, for some of you, you may say, sir, ये तो बहुत दुखी की बात है, आपने बोल दिया, देखने के लिए अच्छा है, but करने समय पे बहुत दिक्कत हो रही है, भूल गए, all those things. So the next news for those who says that, okay, I can't do this, is here is the link which I'm putting it in the chat. You can click on here. You will get this Excel file. What is that Excel file? This is the Schedule 3 financials, which I have demonstrated some time back. All this exercise right now, what I have done is all power packed and put into there. And put it into in completely a neat, organized way. So when you open the file, you will get this Excel file. Right now, when you click it, when you click this link, it will go to the browser. On the browser, you will be seeing the Schedule 3 financials. On the right top of it, on the right top of this, you can find download button. Please click this download button and download the data. Download this Excel file. Once you download and open it, you will get the file asking you to enable macros. Click on enable macros. Click on enable macros. राहुल जी, जो लिंक मैंने चैट में दिया था, E7YDZF छोटा सा बिट लिंक है, उसको आप अगर क्लिक करोगे तो आपको ब्राउजर में ये लिंक ओपन होगा. Something like this it will be shown, and which you will be having, whatever you are seeing on the screen will be visible. On the right top, you will have this download button. You can click on that. You can just hit that download button and you can download it. Once you download that, so once you download that, you will see an Excel file. Let me close this Power Query now. You will see an Excel file which opens like this. So for some of you, you will get enable content or enable macros. Once that is done, you will now see on your screen, along with file, everything, a new tab called AutoBal. A new tab called AutoBal will be visible. Check whether you are able to download this. You will be able to see this AutoBal. Once this is done, you will find a button called Schedule 3 Financials. You will see a button called Schedule 3 Financials. All that you will be doing is you will hit this, come to your trial balance current year. Okay, this I just did some time back. Trial balance previous year. Let me just delete this. So if I go to my P&L, I have nothing in my P&L. You can see there is no data in my P&L. In your master data, you can give your company name and financial year you want to do, who is the person who is signing, all this information you can give. It's a one-time configuration, and once you do it, you come here. Basically, I want to prepare for the financial year 2021. Is my tally data available for financial year 2021? The answer is yes, there is a data in financial year 2021. I come to trial balance current year. I hit this button, Schedule 3 financial year. If my tally data is current year, I will press yes. If my tally data is previous year, I will press no. So what is going to happen? Saath hi saath is like I'm just pressing yes. So it is connecting to the tally, reading all those, like whatever we have seen in the Power Query in the background, all that in the Power Query we have seen is we were able to fetch the only trial balance. Now, along with fetching the trial balance, it is getting the opening balance, transactions, closing balance, and it is also organizing whatever I did, sundry debtors, sundry creditors, schedule banaya tha. It is also organizing, putting all the schedules, and I have linked it to the balance sheet, sundry debtors, sundry creditors. It is also going and doing linking to sundry debtors, creditors. It is doing all the job on its own. And you can see that this has done it in 40 seconds. So you have your P&L ready. You have your income like 32 crores, 90 lakhs. I don't know whether it's true. Yeah, you can see here. The income here is 32 crores, 66 lakhs. You may say, okay, this has gone wrong. It can't go wrong. Here is the sales 3266. and there is an indirect income 23 lakh 77. We can just go here. You can see here the sale of products 32 66 25 and indirect income 2377. It has taken his other operating revenue 2377. So with the known information like purchase of materials 30 crores 49, you can see this 30 crores 49. It has multiple ledgers. All that data it has brought in, put in into this one structure. So that's how your Schedule 3 financials automation is possible in one click. You don't like this format? No offense. I have shown you how you can do it yourself. You can go ahead and you can do it. Or you will say, okay, I will use this format. I will change my presentation. Perfect. It still works. For example, I don't want this sale of, I want, let's say, another line here. You can put another line, whatever, some lease income or interest income. You can put whatever. It's an Excel file. It's up to you. And what is the formula? Don't worry. You just copy and paste it here. How do I change it? Don't worry. There is a ledger mapping. So which is the ledger we were looking at sale of products. Let's say, let me change some of the sale of products. You can see here in your, let me apply a filter. You can see here. Yeah. So there has been some sale of product. This has come. I'm just saying this as say lease income. Okay. And in your P&L, you will see automatically lease income has come. So you can, this is your Excel. You can just play it however you want. You can do the configurations and you can do it. Hope you got some clarity. Ajay ji, you are saying that your balance sheet doesn't tally. There are only two reasons balance sheet won't tally is your profit and loss account, that is opening balance. You have to manually adjust because it is linked to the previous year figures. Second, your profit won't match because the closing stock is a data entry keyed in. You just need to enter that. So otherwise you will get. Still you are finding it is not matching. Don't worry. There is another thing called TB pivot. So I have given a TB pivot. Just right click and refresh. Get everything, whatever is there in the tally and whatever which is here. You will automatically get whether you have all the information or not. You will be able to watch the information. What is there in Schedule 3? What is there in your tally data? All those informations you can just prepare a pivot table by yourself. You can just select this and you can prepare a pivot table and whatever is the balance. First, you got to check this balance should always be 0. Very good. It is 0. Okay. Whether it is an asset, liability, income, expenditure. So you know in P&L profit is 1403,294. You can go and check here in your P&L account. Is the profit 1403? No, the profit is 55. Why is it a lower figure? It is a lower figure because I only have opening stock 162 minus 90. That's the difference is what you have to further add it. So you get the profit. Closing stock and the profit and loss account, that's what you have to enter. Perfect. You have entered it. Like where did it go it in my Schedule 3? Don't worry, you get it here. So you can now expand in your Schedule 3 where I have grouped. So it's pivot tables. Now you can automatically play with it. You can see whether this grouping is correct. You want to group it in a different way. All those are up to you. Dharaji is asking, does this work with SAP? Answer is yes. It works with anything. If it can work with Tally, it can work with anything. I'm not demeaning or lowering the Tally ability. I'm saying every application has an ability to connect. It can work. Ajay ji is asking, can we use Excel file for different Tally accounts? How? Very good question. Now, this is the Tally which I have used. I'm just closing this Tally. let me open a simple tally. Let's say, I don't know whether it has any data. Okay. Okay, so it has some data, just some few entries are there. April 22, books are beginning from only April 20. So we are looking at 2021. Perfect. So I have connected to a different tally. No worries. I just go clear this. I need not clear, it will only clear for itself. So I just say autobal, schedule 3 financials, update for the current year. Punch, it just ran in 5 seconds. It just did everything, whatever it could do, it did it. Like revenue 7,10,000 rupees. Let's go to P&L 7,10,000 rupees. So can you see this? This is the power of the automation. 250 rupees some expenditure. So the other expenditure you can see 250 rupees. Like what is that you have to do manually? That's the only one thing which is your stock which you have to manually adjust. Leaving that, everything is taken care, because we from that previous company we had the previous year closing stock of 92 lakhs that has come as opening stock. Other than that, all information is here. You will be able to do anything from yourself. Okay, so with this we have come to the end of first part of today's discussion, which is on tally related automation for financial statements. So let me pause here and see any questions. Any questions to anyone so far? Okay. Hope you are getting some concept or some understanding. And whatever we are discussing, it is not occurring to you as nonsense. Is that so? Because it is like too much of echo. Mono dialogue ho raha tha.
No, sir. It's very good, sir.
Okay. All right. Let's move to the second part of the discussion today in what is that you can do on the GST side automation. Okay. So these are the buzzwords which you are hearing: RPA, artificial intelligence, machine learning, image processing, blockchain, bot communications. कुछ लोग बोलते हैं कि डैब में जो भी बैठे उनको कुछ काम धंधा नहीं है, बकवास लिखते हैं, ये ऑडिट लोगों के लिए क्या यूज होगा, ये तो प्रोग्रामर्स लोग हैं. But unfortunately, finance world is changing so fast. I am not against to any of the names which I'm using it, but just for your information, you would have heard this company called ClearTax. What does they do? They just build return filing application. उनकी दावा है कि उनकी वेबसाइट से करीबन 30 लाख इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न्स फाइल होते हैं, उससे ज्यादा भी हो सकते हैं. Now this company, where was it in existence? खाली 5 साल से they are there. इससे पहले वो 30 लाख लोग या 50 लाख लोग जो रिटर्न फाइल करवा रहे हैं, किन से करवा रहे हैं? They were doing it from tax practitioners, auditors, chartered accountants, consultants, कोई तो है. Now उनका बिजनेस हट गया. Currently GST has come, GST returns to be filed monthly. Now they have assisted filing services, assisted thing. They have automated it. So these programs have come. They have automated many things and they are doing it by themselves. What is that you can do? You can start finding tools that are available which can make you elevate your performance and automate. And this RPA which I was saying, like as recent as 2 days back, I have just implemented one simple challan, bank challan payment, like here's my other CA colleague. He handles lot of the TDS payments of his clients. He says, I don't want my accountant to do this copy paste and filing. And I want he gives the file, let that open the bank site, take this data, whatever is there in the file, and generate the challan. अब आप पूछ सकते हो अगर वो फाइल में ही गलत डाल दिया वो कुछ नहीं कर सकते, बट एटलीस्ट वहां से गलत डेटा ना जाए. It was a simple Python script on, like how you have seen in the Power Pivot कि right side वो steps आ रहे थे. We were just mimicking the thing. ये website open करो, and every time when you open the website you will have a code. Let me just show you, given that discussion has come up. I will open one website. This is the website which we have used. So this was in one case. So this is what we have to generate the challan. So here I have to enter the first name, but when you can right click and you can inspect the element, now you know what is this element ID. You can actually see on the screen. You can actually see on the screen the element ID which is popping up, the input, some code in the box. So I'm saying to the program, वो जो पेज ओपन होता है वो पेज में ये जो बॉक्स आपको दिखती है वो बॉक्स में ये वैल्यू एंटर कर दो. पूरा एंट्री करने के बाद I'll say I will say, okay, there is something called add button. You please go and click this button कि add कर दो, so that it automatically gets generated. So this is what the RPS do. This is what the RPS do. We have to now rise above the machines. Machines are doing more job what a human being can do, repetitive steps. So we have to control the machine so that we can improve our practice. When I say improve our practice, I don't want to say that build ki 1 lakh returns mein file karta hu. Let me file that 100 returns, but let me do it in a systematic way, in a very corrected and right way. In the taxpayer side, what is that you can do? You have a large practice. You are the partner. You are sitting here. You are a partner. So you need to have a dashboard. What is happening? Okay, no, I am the one who is doing a data entry operator. I am the accountant. Acha, don't worry. So you have a tally here. There is a tally website. There is a GST website. There is a tally website and GST website. Instead of data taking from tally to Excel and from Excel uploading to the GST website, can I cut this? And can I post this data directly from tally to GST? You can ask that. After posting it, I want to see all the returns that have been filed. So whether the returns have been filed on time or not. So either at an entity level, the PANs in it, or the multiple group, I want to see. And I also want to see the filing timelines, whether 3B1 have been filed in time or not. Not just mine, I have all my vendors and customers. उनका सबका GST ID मैं देखना चाहता हूँ कि वो फाइल किया कि नहीं किया. उसके बाद जो डेटा फाइल हुआ है वो मेरा बुक से मैच हो रहा है कि नहीं. अरे बुक से ही डेटा निकाल के फाइल किया, वो मैच कैसे नहीं होगा? But unfortunately, we keep changing the data. अगर वो चेंज नहीं होता ना, like March 20 का GST, March 21 का GST और 3B हमने 20th April में भर दिए, GST और 11th April को भर दिया. Technically my stat audit, tax audit, I should be able to complete 30th April. But हम ये जानते हैं कि वो पहुंचते पहुंचते सितंबर या फिर से रिक्वेस्ट देने के बाद अक्टूबर को एक्सटेंड डेट होता, तब जाके हम भर देते. क्यों? Because people keep closing entries, posting entries, whatever they keep doing, entries change होते रहते. So how do I reconcile? I have already filed data versus books data. Some reconciliation engines we need. And the data which I'm yet to file, just before I hit that submit button, I want to see a graph. A graph की monthly मेरा sales सही दिख रहा है, revenue कितना ले रहा हूँ, tax कितना भर रहा हूँ, ITC कितना ले रहा हूँ. I want to see the data, and I want to also have a control any given point of time. GSTN portal, books, e-way bill, जहां भी information है वो अपने आप reconcile होके मेरे को एक report हो जाए. You have to invest time, spend time in designing your reports. उसके बाद these are like every month that one click. आपका काम क्या है, बैठ के पूरा बनाने के बाद मैंने दिखाया एंट्रीज चेंज हो जाएंगे, वहां जाके आप रिफ्रेश बटन दबाओ. In fact, those dates also I have entered in the query. The next level is I will enter in the Excel April to June. Press button, April to June का sales आता है. चलो मेरे को उसको copy करके July to August. It's like anything you want. You want monthly P&L, monthly balance sheet format, GST format. You tell me whichever the format you want. You get the data in that format. So what is that you can think of automation? Your automations could be on outward supply related, inward supply related, annual return related. So I'm moving to the GST level compliance. And I would also request host to excuse me. Coffee आया है, coffee के साथ discussion चलता रहेगा.
Sir, we will also have it.
Right. So let's move on to outward supply. Okay, what are the challenges which currently we are facing is the people who are doing, the users who are doing, their knowledge levels are low. Amount of CP trainings that we attend, we do it vis-a-vis the team who is doing, please measure and monitor. If you are studying for 10 hours a month, you should make sure your article is studying 10 times of it, because he is the one who is doing the work. He should be empowered, and the volumes are increasing. Gone are the days like at the beginning मैं खुशी बोल रहा था कि जब मैं आर्टिकल्स कर रहा था वहां मेरा एक ही गोल था कि मैंने टाइपराइटर मेरे टाइपिस्ट को मैं बैलेंस शीट सौंपता हूं, so I have to give her a tallied tallied balance sheet and P&L. वो टैली करके दे दूंगा तो दे विल डू ए टाइपिंग टाइपराइटर में एंट्री करके वापस देते. वी कांट इवन इमेजिन दैट टाइम कि बिना व्हाइटनर का ऑफिस में काम कैसे होगा पता भी नहीं. इट्स लाइक व्हाइटनर इज द फेवरेट, हर एक ड्रॉ ओपन करूंगा व्हाइटनर मिलेगा. इट्स लाइक दैट्स हाउ दैट वाज द एरा. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल, इफ those who have done the articleship post 2000, they wouldn't even know whatever I am saying. Today businesses have gone past all this. We are working with Flipkarts, Amazons. So a small shopkeeper is putting up a pani puri bechne wala, he has Google Pay, he has data coming up. I have clients, they use small application like Vyapar, whatever, on the mobile, they do the billing. They don't even know what tally is. They don't even know what accounting is, what is the debit credit. उनको वो सिस्टम में ड्रॉप डाउन करोगे तो प्रोडक्ट आएगा, ड्रॉप डाउन करोगे तो कस्टमर नेम आएगा, अमाउंट डाल दो, एक और बटन प्रेस करो, इनवॉइस बन गया. So when they come to do me for accounting, they print all these invoices, फाइल लेके ऑफिस को आ जाते हैं. All that the guys do, ठीक है सर रख दीजिए. अच्छा वो आपका जो सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करते हैं उसका यूजर नेम पासवर्ड बोलिए, सो एंटर कर देता है, वहां डेटा दिखता है. He just downloads it into Excel, press one button, goes everything into Tally. सर आपका बैंक स्टेटमेंट चाहिए सॉफ्ट कॉपी, चलो ले लीजिए, गूगल पे whatever, gets the data, press a button, goes to the Tally with bill reference automatically knocked off. Then he says, sir GSTR 2A में इतना परचेज बिल्स नहीं दिख रहे. GSTR 2A is just imported into Tally as your bills, purchase bills, automatically recognized. Whether it is security expenditure, which ledger debit करना है, वो सभी, it is all system taken. Now this chap who is doing the accounting for him, he would spend only half an hour, and in half an hour roughly कुछ 2000 accounting entries हो गए with the bill reference tied up. All that he will do is he will print that and he will manually check that everything is okay. He will hand it over to the client. सर ये आप देख लीजिए कि whether it is okay not okay. अगर आपको लगता है कि ये सही है, साइन करके दे दीजिए, मैं रिटर्न भर के आपको चालान कॉपी दे दूंगा. That is the data that is the era we are in. We are in an era of automation. So please look at how do you handle volumes and everything. Integrate multiple applications. Books of accounts के लिए tally है, billing के लिए दूसरा software है, GST return filing के लिए अलग data है. How do you integrate that? एक data से एक data कैसे integrate कर सकते हैं? You can have a conversation. It can be done. Then there are GST related challenges. When I say GST related challenges, वो notifications आता है, schema change होता है. We have this 2A 2B, कौन सा data लेना है आज तक किसी को पता नहीं. कोई बोलता है 2A से ले लो, कोई बोलता है 2B से ले लो. Reconciliation किस में करना है, हर एक चीज like मेरे से पूछोगे, मैं एक बोलता हूँ and आप अग्रवाल सर से बोलेंगे नहीं वो तो 2B लाया इसलिए वो लेना है. And everyone is right in their view. Customer, end of the day, client is confused, we are confused. We have multiple due dates. Volume like interest ये 5 crores के लिए आप ये टाइम है, 5 crores के बाद ये टाइम है, QRMP scheme में तो ये टाइम है. If you are in South India states, then this is the due date. You are in a North India state, this is the due. You have multiple due dates, maze of it you should remember. If you use technology, then all these are going to be automated. All these are going to be simple. Anyhow, this presentation I'll share it to you. I want to spend more time on showing information on a real-time basis. So what you can do, you can reduce errors. You can do cash flow management. How with the technology you can do cash flow management? All our clients who use Tally, we have a small patch called 2A 2B reconciliation, which they'll add it. Before making the payment, they just press a button. It will connect to the government website and check कि ये purchase bill है नहीं ये reconcile हुआ. It will show in 2A 2B, not in 2A 2B. Then they'll say भाई इतना नहीं दिख रहा है, इतना amount का मैं taxable value दे दूंगा, tax portion जब भी आपका 2A में दिखेगा तभी जाके payment होगा. So these are the things, and when you give this as an add-on to your customers and you educate, ऐसे आपको करना है तभी जाके आपका business के ऊपर control बढ़ेगा. Client will show respect to you कि अरे मेरा auditor is actually saying something more sensible. Right? So there are many benefits of using in automation. When it comes to the outward, today we see from e-invoice GSTR1 बन गया, GSTR1 का data 2A और 2B में आ गया, ये दोनों data 3B में अपने आप चला गया. We know that this is the 3B is today auto-populated. What is that we can do? We can ensure that we do system configurations properly. So whenever e-invoice is done or whenever invoice is done, फटक से government portal को चला जाए. E-way bill also, do not go to e-way bill portal and do data entry for generating e-way bill. Mistakes happen. Vehicle number गलत हो सकती है. And unfortunately, e-way bill error is too costly. Section 129 penalty, 200% of the tax amount is the penalty. So better invest on a software. अगर 1 लाख रुपए का माल है, 18,000 tax amount है, not a fraudulent transaction, genuine mistake, e-way bill expire हो गया, wrong party number, all copy paste. Penalty is 18,000 into 2, 36,000. That much amount can be invested on technology. People also ask, what is that I should invest on technology? A small CA firm who is doing a turnover anything between 10 lakhs to 50 lakhs per annum, you should consider anything 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees as your IT budget. हर साल आप technology softwares के ऊपर invest करोगे. Whether you will buy a tool or you will learn a course, do a tool, but do a tool, implement on technology. Today in e-way bill, there's so much of an automation. If the driver calls and says that the vehicle is struck, you can just press a button, your e-way bill is renewed. He says the vehicle, I am changing from one vehicle to another vehicle. In your accounting system, just go and change the vehicle number, press a button. On the government portal, the vehicle number gets changed. all these are automated. It's just that we are not aware. We are not asking the right person. I'm not sure how many of you are following Sanjeev Dada's the quotes and various things. On the day one, he has shown some 25 powerful tips on the various things. Use them, adopt them. There is so much out there. I don't know many things. Honestly, I don't know many things. I am learning. And if I am saying that in spite of building so many RPA tools, so many things, still I am saying that there is out there a lot many informations coming up. In fact, I am working on a product very soon, maybe in a month's time, I'm going to share with you all again. It's completely automation of your stat audit. Right now, you have seen only Schedule 3 financials, the extension of it. It will give you all the reports, everything automatically. It will create another Excel with 150 sheets linking all these things, cash payments, TDS, non-payments, everything. I'll show you a glimpse of it today in Tally. So all these things can also be automated. So to automate, in one click, e-invoice, e-bill, GSTR1, upload to the government portal, reconciliation between what is there, all this happens in one click. So not 1 minute, people get on a click of a button, these things happen. When it comes to input tax credit or a purchase side, what is obvious thing everyone today doing is 2A versus 2B reconciliation. हर कोई ये कर रहा है, reconciliation कर रहा है. But उसके बाद क्या है? Do we have a measure to avail the input tax credit accurately? Saying कि these credits are blocked. 17K section 17 doesn't permit you to take this credit. Rule 42 के हिसाब से इतना reverse करना है. Or these are the credits I have taken, but vendor अभी तक file नहीं किया. ध्यान रखो कल की date में reverse हो सकता है. Like, can I do this? These are the vendors who are habitually filing late. देख लीजिए उनका कैश फ्लो का इश्यू रहेगा. अगर एडवांस आपको देना है तो यू बी बेटर बी केयरफुल. फॉरगेट वेंडर्स. ट्रैक योर कस्टमर्स. टू होम्स और कस्टमर्स यू आर गिविंग योर जो सेल्स सप्लाईज यू आर गिविंग, चेक व्हेन आर दे फाइलिंग देयर जीएसटीआर 1 and 3B. उनका 1 टाइम पे हो रहा है, 3B टाइम पे नहीं हो रहा है, एंड 1 of the month इज ओके. कंसिस्टेंटली डिले हो रहा है तो उनका कैश फ्लो में कुछ गड़बड़ है. सो बेटर वेदर यू वांट टू एक्सटेंड द क्रेडिट टू हिम or whether you want to give it into an advanced mode, you have to take a decision. Can you build an app and give it to your client? You can. It's like, then you may ask that, Venuji, are you saying that you change your hat to something? Absolutely no. I am saying bring technology into your practice. Even today, I will always present myself as a GST consultant, just that I use technology in whatever I am doing in my GST practice. Anything I am doing, I use technology. I keep asking people that, acha isme aur kya kar sakte? Like, be inquisitive, asking what you can do it. In fact, I intend to complete by the 4:45 so that we can spend time on Q&A. I have another 10 minutes. Let me just complete that. So report of all these reconciliation, ITC versus 2A versus books, all these reconciliation, everything is automated. Trust me, in our office, every month, once the GSTR 1 and 3B is filed, we hand over a booklet to the client. What is that booklet contains? This is the data you have given. This is what we have filed. This is YTD data. This is for the month data. These many suppliers have filed their returns. These many have filed late. This many things are appearing in the books, but not in the government portal. Government portal में ये नया entries दिख रहा है, आपके books में तो नहीं है. All this we will put it in a booklet, we print it, sign it and give it to them. And you might be thinking that, okay, itna karne ke liye bahut kam lagega. Again, all these are one click. These are all one click. Like we file around 200 plus returns, different clients every month. 200 plus books get printed. What a waste of paper you might be thinking, but at least the management या कोई वहाँ बैठता है, उनको book में अच्छी तरह दिख जाता है. It gets printed, it gets couriered, everything neatly, and they get GSTR 9 and 9C on a monthly basis. If July is the end of the year, then we prepare 9 and 9C as if my transactions for the year is only April to June. So in the month of April, my clients are ready for GSTR 9 and 9C filing. Data is ready. It's just that they need to get their stat audit, tax audit be approved, closed, and parallelly it can be done. That is what you should take a challenge and start advancing and doing it for your clients. Okay, so I was explaining how does this happen. So basically there's a tally. We can just create a central engine. Data from GST and e-way can come here. So we can have a TDL to send the data and submit it and use it. The central engine, currently we are using a third party tool called GST. We take their services and we do that. Very important, reverse charge liability. You need to know wherever there are expenditures without GST, how will you know so that there is no reverse charge application of it. Let me show you this on the live of it. So here is my tally data. Here is my tally data. There is a small button called non-GST vouchers. So there is a button called non-GST vouchers. So I select this, I can get the expenditures which do not have GST. So I click on this, I get this expenditures, all list of vouchers. And on my right side, you can see on my right side, select non-GST ledgers. So I click this button, F7 select non-GST, F7 non-GST. So vouchers with GST, vouchers without GST. I say vouchers without GST. So, okay, there is freight and cooling, right? Okay, there is a GTA service. There is JK transport logistics. So again, so there are some expenditures which are incurred. So something which has happened where the GST is not there. So it is very important that you should have. So this is also a simple file. You can a simple add-on. You just add it to the tally. How does these add-ons get added? You can see here. You can see here there are something called TDL. You can press Alt Control T in your tally and Alt Control T, F4. You can just load the TCP. The TCP will take care of getting the data. So this is let GL wise non-GST vouchers. In fact, I'll share this TCP for your interest so that you should be able to use it for your clients. Let me. Yes. So I put it on the chat, a simple file, 11 KB file. You can just take that file. Whichever is the path, you can share save it in the path, come to your tally, add this non-GST vouchers. You can just add it and you will get this on the screen. So you can see your incomes where there is no GST is posted. Now it's very important. Like, let me show incomes vouchers without GST. So you need to see agar koi you have entered something, there is no GST, then you have to check, okay, what is wrong with it. Better you cross check now itself, like stitch in 9 time saves 9. So better to take care of an issue now rather than getting into penalty. Under GST, penalty is equivalent to tax plus interest at 24%. So better handle these things in a smoother way or on an automatic way. So this is how we can automate your all incomes and expenditure where there is no GST. Monthly returns, the data should be able to taken from tally. So configure tally such a way, end of that everything, press one button, you get a JSON which is compatible to tally. Again, while filing refund, there is many people have an issue getting the right JSON file. Use a tool to get it a right JSON file. And there is also concept of getting people club the income, the GST periods. Like I have to get inverted duty structure, say 3 months, 6 months. What is the best possible clubbing? Because I would have purchased in one period, sold in another period. I might have 5% output, I might have 18% output. A combination of these things will help you to get maximum refund. Can I iterate on my Excel and say, give it to the client side? Okay, April में का एक refund application भर दो, जून का अलग से भर दो, and जुलाई से लेकर दिसंबर तक का combined करके भर दो. So you should be able to give that insight so that you get a maximum permissible refund to the client. This is also one thing people don't think, that what are all the things that are possible. Another automations you can do, list of returns which have been filed, ITC 04 jo hai nahi hai, whether they have been filed within the same date or not, from one PAN to other, from one GSTN to other GSTN within the PAN when I'm sending it, am I taking the credit in time or not, watch my suppliers, all these things can be done. So schedule 3 anyhow we have seen. So basically schedule 3, make sure your Excel macros enabled and the ODBC enabling, you take care of it. So with this, we have come to end of session, and I know it has been quite challenging for many to grasp some of the things which I am saying, because you are watching it for the first time. Thankfully, the session is recorded. So just go through that. And for some of you, if you have already done this, it might look like a very basic thing which we have discussed. I'm happy that, okay, it appears to be basic for you, so that you have a lot to do, and I will be wishing to watch your sessions and learn more from you. On this note, I conclude my presentation, and over to the host, we can take question and answers. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. It was very enlightening, and I'm sure most of the participants have learned many new things after this session. So the house is open for any of your question and answer. If you raise your hand, we'll unmute you, and then you can ask the question to our Venugopal sir. Or I'll give you, or you can write down in the chat box also, if required.
Ajay ji is asking, can we link any OCR capabilities to Tally? You can. Today, there are many tools that have come where the data from a scanned PDF can be converted into an English learning text. Then there are NLPs, which are natural language processing tools, which can correlate, like Venugopal G can be correlated to Venugopal Gella, Venu space Gopal can be correlated to Venugopal, and it can correlate with the Tally name and group it and automatically post an entry to the Tally with a mark that, okay, these have to be approved by the manager. So we have done those automations. Answer to your question is yes, it's possible.
He has add a question there. Sir, you could name a few such softwares or applications.
Okay, so I am okay. Most of this tool, we use open source tool, and in our organization we build tools. We customize the tools to the need of the thing. However, I can share. You can write to me personally. I will looking at your need. I can suggest some softwares.
Great. So before we end this, I would request all the participants to save the chat, because I can see many activities were carried out today. So just click on the 3 dots on the right side and then click save chat, so that all the chat is saved and you can refer it when you see the recordings. Any other question? If anyone wants to ask, they can just raise their hand.
Yeah, my email ID is venu@vnv.ca.
So as this is the last day, I would try asking people to just unmute themselves and give their feedback about how did you like the program. Pawanji, are you there?
In fact, I would always recommend participants to give your feedback. It will help the organizers to plan the sessions for the future, and you should always give your candid feedback to the speakers, so that maybe इस बार कुछ खराब कर सकते हैं, but at least based on your feedback, they can consider in the future session.
Sir, it
Like
is a continuous learning process, sir.
Correct.
Sir, no speaker is kharab, sir. कोई खराब नहीं होता. Everybody is sharing their knowledge. We never think that any speaker is bad or anything. It's always enlightening to listen to any of the speakers.
And even one point, if you learn, na, like your day is done. So that's
Absolutely.
how, with open mind, you should participate all the sessions. कि नहीं ये तो मैं जानता हूँ, उसको छोड़ दो. So then we don't know that.
Absolutely, absolutely, sir. Any of the participants would like to say something? I've given the option to unmute, so people can unmute themselves and speak about the session or the speaker or anything. Pawan ji, Vasant ji, Akash, one of the youngest participants. Sumit, you tell
Yes, sir.
something.
So even I have shared the feedback form once again in case it said that feedbacks are champions breakfast. Right, Venu sir?
Absolutely.
और आपने जो बताया सर, आई वाज जस्ट वंडरिंग कि जीएसटी और आईटी को दोनों एक साथ लेके कैसे चल सकता है. तो इफ आई गेट एन अपॉर्चुनिटी आई surely would like to meet you in person even in case I'm in Bangalore.
जरूर.
सीखने लायक है आपसे.
Amit, your feedback about the 5-day course?
It's a nice one session was there. बहुत ही अच्छा सेशन था ये वाला. और 5 days वर्कशॉप जो अपना हुआ है, ये भी एक सक्सेस ही अपने लिए. और अपने आगे भी ऐसा करें सेशन, सबके लिए ज्यादा बेटर रहेगा.
Ravi Kumar Shah ji हैं. Ravi Kumar Shah ji, you want to say something?
No, session was so good. Excel, advanced Excel, Tally, using the Excel using the Tally by making the balance sheets were too good. Venugopal sir is too good.
He's always too good.
Excel is too good. We are just using that.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you. So we are at the closure of the session. So I would request our General Secretary, CA Rajesh Agarwal ji, to please offer the formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, Shyam. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of DTPA and myself, I thank CA Venugopal Gella for giving wonderful deliberation on last day of information technology workshop. I thank all past presidents, office bearer, and participants for joining the 5 days workshop on information technology. My special thanks to entire Infotech committee headed by Mr. Sanjib Sanghi, CA Agarwal, CA Bharat D Sarawgee, CA Ani, CA Amit Singhania, CA Sarita for giving wonderful efforts and time. Thank I salute all the participants for joining and make a great program. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhaiya. To all the participants, we'll be sharing all the 5 days workings, PowerPoint and everything with you very shortly on email and all the recordings also. So you will be happy to relook at it and see if someone has missed it. So thank you everyone for your participation and see you again in the next program of DTPA. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone.
Wonderful job, Sam. Wonderful. Thanks.
Thank you.
All entire Infotech committee. We great.